Generating traffic and sales can be a challenge for online merchants. But selling on the Walmart Marketplace puts your products in front of millions of customers who shop on Walmart.com. And right now, sellers who join Walmart Marketplace can save up to 50% on referral and fulfillment fees for the first 90 days. So get started today. Head over to marketplace.walmart.com/savings. That's marketplace.walmart.com/savings.
Today's podcast is sponsored by SLI Systems, providers of intelligent site search and navigation solutions. Learn more at sli-systems.com and listen to their interviews at ecommercepodcast.com.
Your path to e-commerce success starts right here. You're listening to Practical E-commerce, the podcast for e-commerce results.
Welcome back to another Practical E-commerce podcast. My name is Brian Getting, and this is our weekly podcast for the week of October 8th, 2006. And this week, Mitch Bettis, who is our contributing editor, had a chance to continue his discussion with Clint Smith, who is the co-founder of Emma, which is an a web-based email service. If you remember, Clint spoke with Mitch a couple weeks ago about HTML email and sort of the various options for sending email communications to customers. And he is the, like I said, co-founder of Emma, which is an email service that sort of helps people do HTML-based email and email blasts to large numbers of customers. So if you're still using Outlook Express or some other text-based email client and you're communicating with your customer base that way, this would be a really good podcast to listen to as they discuss sort of what's involved in doing mass emails and stepping up your email campaigns a bit.
Those who are not using an email service like yours, perhaps they have a mailing list built in Outlook Express, and they just have their groups built in Outlook Express or some other email client, and they're emailing text-based emails because they're under some assumption that using a client that builds this type of email presentation is too difficult, something they can't handle. What would you tell them on how easy it really is to set up, maintain, and even build quality email campaigns?
Well, you're right, Mitch. I think that a lot of people are still in the Outlook phase of their email development, and that's natural. Everybody has to start somewhere, and for a while, if you've got 10 or 15 or 50 people on your list, that may work okay for a while. But I do think there's a point where that method becomes too complicated in and of itself, and your list grows to a point where that's more difficult than using a professional service to help. And services like ours and like others out there typically do make it very easy to get started. Most services include a sign-up screen and a way for you to allow visitors to your website, customers who purchase things or customers who are just there to loiter or lurk, to sign up your emails, and those people automatically get added to your audience list. And so that helps you first and foremost grow that list of people that you're sending to each week or each month or as things happen. Managing the list becomes a whole lot easier. Creating new groups and expanding your audience so that instead of hitting send to your entire customer base at once, you can now break those customers up into different groups and tailor the message to each one, so that if you've got a message that's really geared toward people who are your past customers who have bought things from you in the past, you can talk to them with that knowledge. And if there are people who aren't yet customers and you're trying to convince them to become customers, then you can create a message that speaks to that as well. So it makes it a whole lot easier not just to send to a full list of people, but to really speak to those different subsets of your audience. And then as far as on the creation side of emails, again, ESPs like ours, we try to make it really easy to put a very nice email together with images, with nicely formatted content, with links back to the website, without having to know anything about HTML. It's literally using an editor, much like you would in Word, to format text, to create links, to do those things. It's a lot of it's basically you try to take a click and build approach to that. So that yes, you're able to create something very, very professional and sophisticated, but you almost don't feel like it's some sort of professional undertaking. It's very, very easy. And then of course the added benefit of using a professional service is the response tracking, is that after you go through the process of building your list and sending the campaign out, you find out what people on your list are really interested in and how they're responding. Are they receiving it? Are they not receiving it? Are they opening it? Are they clicking on the links? Which links were they most interested in? And you can use that information then to get even smarter about the next email you put together.
Well, it is, in many respects, all about building a quality list. If I am an online business, or if I am a brick-and-mortar business trying to improve an online business and build an email customer list so that I can get rid of my expensive mailed customer list, snail-mailed newsletter, do you have suggestions on how to entice more people to join an e-commerce owner's list? And how do you build a quality audience versus one that's really not one that's built for your target market?
It's a great question. Anyway, I think it's the question everyone starts with when they're thinking about jumping into emails. How will I actually get people to join this list? The thing we tell people is the biggest, the best thing you can possibly do if you're out to build a list is to start asking for email addresses. A lot of companies, have interactions with customers all day long. If you're a restaurant, you've got people at the cash register. You've got people signing checks at the table. If you're an online, e-commerce, more e-commerce-focused business, you've got people visiting the website. You've got them checking things out. You've got people purchasing. So the best thing in the world you can do is just to make sure that at those points of interaction that you're asking customers to supply you with their email address. And you're telling them why they may want to do that. Because asking for them to give you your address alone isn't often enough. You have to make it clear what the value proposition is. So if you're a restaurant, you'll see people say to customers, sign up for our emails, and part of the emails that some of the emails we send out are free coupons. They are, buy one get one free sort of offers, and we're keeping up to date on other specials. So tell them why they should sign up, and then ask them for the email address. And if you can make that process easy, make it clear why there's some value in being on your list, then that's a great start. As long as you're approaching the art of building the list with permission in mind, and your focus is on enticing people to sign up, then you're going to be building your list the right way. In the old days, when email was still in its infancy, and some of it still goes on today, people could go out and buy lists. They could buy existing, customer lists. They could rent lists. They could go out and basically, within a short period of time, obtain 5,000 names and addresses pretty quickly. Now the focus has shifted much more to building the list organically, making sure that you're growing the list the right way with existing customers, with people who truly want to receive your emails. If that's what your list becomes, then everything else will work pretty well.
And that's going to wrap it up for Clint Smith, who again is the co-founder of Emma, which they can be found at www.myemma.com. Once again, thank you very much to Clint Smith for taking the time, and also to Mitch Bettis for asking the right questions and providing a fantastic conversation there. Once again, visit our website at www.practicalecommerce.com, and also check out our community forums, which every month we give a $100 gift certificate away to a random forum winner, so get in there and participate.